ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः कालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। यस्य गिरद्वक्त्राढ्या पारिषद्ध्या परस्सतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय अकिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वभूतहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे समाधिनिलयं मुनिम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्च अर्थेषु अभिघ्नः स्वरात् तेने ब्रह्महृदायः आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजोवारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोच्यतकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतम् पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरः रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Now with Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off in our last session. We came up to Slokam 28 in Adhyayam 28 in Skandham 3. Bhagavan is teaching us the sadhana of dhyanam. Please remember that. And we crossed the dharanam state, the dharana state, and right now Bhagavan is describing the dhyanam state for us. And starting from Bhagavan's lotus feet, there is really there is no other recourse other than Bhagavan's lotus feet. Anyata charanam nasti tameva charanam mama. Anyata charanam nasti tameva charanam mama. There is no other recourse to surrender, where I could surrender, no other place to go to. So I surrender to you. As Swami says, the Avatar Purushan says very beautifully as a reminder, I'll share that with you because it occurs to me, and that means Bhagavan wants me to share it with you. And then we will move on in Slokam 29 and 30 with His grace today. In this world, in our daily life, to eke out a living, to get good fame and good name, to get appreciation from somebody, either for my children or myself or whatever, doesn't matter. In this mundane, extremely temporary and unreliable world, the life that we lead, we fall at so many feet, the feet of so many people. Could be a scholar, could be an educated man, could be a wealthy person, could be our boss, doesn't matter. Just think how much we compromise. We fall at people's feet, other people's feet who are as limited as I am in terms of what they can do. And seeking temporary benefits. And Anyata Charanam Nasti means there is no other feet than yours, Bhagavan Swami. From Eva Charanam Mama. From Eva, only to you, my surrender is only to you. Bhagavan says, Swami says very beautifully it is so simple. He says, don't be a beggar, be bigger, he says. Be bigger, don't be a beggar. And if I want something, I can have, ask Swami, ask Bhagavan. Not as begging to him. No. Bhagavan never wants you or me to beg anything from him, to request anything from him. No, he himself says, you whatever you want, you demand that from me. I'm your mother, I'm your father, I'm your everything. You have every right to demand anything that you want. You have every right to demand that. Demand that. And with that sense of ownership and relationship, very important. As Bhagavan's servant or Bhagavan's child, I can ask my mother and mother, father, anything. That's what he says. Don't beg. Don't be a beggar. Be bigger. So, Anyata Charanam Nasti. Tameva Charanam Mama. Those two lotus feet, he started with Dhyanam. And then reveling and imbibing the indescribable, at the same time captivating. It captivates the mind and as well as the eyes and all the senses and all the thoughts. Everything. It captivates so beautifully. And that the bliss, the joy, the pleasure, the peace that you experience is out of this world. Cannot be described. It's out of this world. Absolutely. So we go through. It's so bitterly. Bhagavan took us through how slowly, we take in this swarupam of prema. Then came up to the kantham, the neck, then the shoulders, and the shankam and chakram. We come up to the point. Then 29 and 30, Bhagavan describes amazing thing. See, when we go to the temple, to Garbhagraham, or in our puja room, we have a picture of our favorite Bhagavan. Doesn't matter. Could be Mahalakshmi, could be Balaji, could be Tayar, could be Murugan, doesn't matter. Our prayer, it really doesn't matter. When we look at the face of that form, how do you feel? Prasanna Vadanam. All our, whatever our yearning is, whatever our prayers are, our requests are, whatever we are submitting, right? We look at the face, and that is a refuge, the final refuge for us. And that face is what the Bhavanam is what Bhagavan describes now in 29 and 30. With His grace, we will take it up. In 29, he says, Bhagavan takes avatar form. The invisible manifests itself in a way that I can cognize it with my senses and with my eyes, with my mind. In a way, I can cognize it in a limited fashion. My faculties, my buddhi, everything is very limited. How can I cognize the unlimited with a limited ability? That's what Bhagavan graces. Because like a loving mother bends down to pick up the child is nowhere near the mother in terms of development, in terms of understanding, skills, whatever, right? Absolutely dependent on the mother. The mother knows what is good for the child and takes care of it, right? She bends down in a way the child can relate to the mother. Same way Bhagavan bends down, comes as Avatara Purushan and dons many forms, many forms. Innumerable avatarangal are there, infinite avatarangal. You and I are actually Bhagavan's avataram only, but we don't manifest it. But Bhagavan comes manifesting the Purnam, the totality of prema. And that is the absolute, the prema, the bliss, the shantam, the anandam that goes with it, he manifests it in order to give succor to you and to me. And we are, let us say, I'm worried about something, I'm suffering, I open Bhagavad Gita and read Bhagavan's teaching, or listen to Bhagavata stories, or listen to Ramayanam, or recite Sundarakandam. How do I feel? This is a succor. Bhagavan's stories and glories are nectar. Okay, for that purpose, it comes down. So, Bhritya Anu, let me read the slokam first. Bhritya Anukampita Dhiye Iha Grhita Murtehe Sachintayete Bhagavataha Vadana Aravindam Yate Vispurate Makarakundala Valgitena Vidyotita Amala Kapolam Udaranasam. So we read the Padagal again. Bhritya Anukampita Dhiya Iha Gruhita Murtehe Sanchintayete Bhagavataha Vadanara Vindam Yet that Vadanara Vindam Yet which Vispurate Makarakundala Valgitena Vidyotita. That face, okay, we'll cover that in a minute. Amala Kapolam Udara Nasam. Okay, Bhagavan says so beautifully described here. Bhritya Anukampita Dhiya Iha. See, very important. Anukampai, they have seen in Daya Sadhakam, those of you who were at that session. And Bhagavan Daya is nothing but Anukampai. Anukampai in one word means the sweetness of sugar, cane sugar. But here it's a sweetness, the essence of prema. Bhagavan's not, we call it Karuna, Daya, whatever we want to call it, it is that sweetness. Okay? This sweetness means does not the taste of tongue. Please don't mistake that. It is a madhuram. And that Daya, that Bhagavan's Karuna Anugraham, the Dhiya Bhritya Anukampita Dhiya here means here. Dhiya means Bhagavan's, what is it that Bhagavan's charter is? What is, he has given us, each one of us, a charter, which is to get back home. Right? And for that we take births and whatever, and finally refine our mind, follow his teachings, and please him, and then he takes us back home. Right? But what is his charter? His charter is what? Only Bhakta Parayanaya Namaha, we say. Bhagavan's main lokam, objective, the kurikol, so to speak, in Tamil we say. And what is it he's focused on all the time? Is to protect you and me and all the other beings. Okay, that Parayana, that is his, we do Sundarakanda Parayana, but Bhagavan is doing a Parayanam. Please understand that. And this Parayanam is our welfare and protection, continuously guiding us and bringing us to the right path. Even though I deviate, I ignore him, I don't respect him, even though I say, yes, I follow you, but then I do exactly opposite things. In spite of that, the compassionate Bhagavan, the loving God that Bhagavan is really, his only objective and curricular target is to refine each one of us and protect us and get us back home. So, Anukampita Dhiya, the Iha. So, Bhritya means people who are supported. Bharta is a supporter. Bhritya is one who is supported. You and I are supported by Bhagavan. So, we are all Bhrityas. You can call it Bhaktas, all beings, all the Jivas, the 8.4 million types and all the creations. Everything is a Bhriti only. Okay, Bhagavan, supported by Bhagavan. They are not independent, they are dependent. To him, that Anugraham, Iha Gruhita Murtehe. Here, in this world, creation, Murtehe means form. Gruhita means he takes different forms. And the form, Bhagavan is absolutely, totally free, totally beyond time and place and everything else. So he can take any form he wants at the time of his choosing, not like the way you and I are. Okay? We are bound by our karmas and the karma phalan, right? And our desires. We are bound by that. Bhagavan is totally free. But what form does he take? Why did he come as a tortoise, or why did he come as a Matsya, Rama, or Krishna, or whatever, and so many other avatars he has come, Kapila Bhagavan. So many. Why? Interestingly, Bhagavan himself says, the form in Bhagavatam is very important. In response to the call and the yearning of a bhakta who really yearns for Bhagavan, to satisfy and give succor to him, Bhagavan takes a form that particular bhakta is yearning for. In that process, people like you and me, we benefit. All of us benefit for eternity. When cow gives milk, only for the cows it gives the milk. But how many of us benefit from it? Like that, the bhakta's yearning is what makes the invisible manifest itself, becomes avatara. Okay? So, Grihita Murte here, he assumes many forms out of his karuna in order to show us the path, the right path. Okay? That sanchintayete, chintayete, sanchintayete, completely focused on that, revel in that. Bhagavataha, that Murti, that Bhagavan, who takes so many avatar forms, Aravind Vadana sanchintayete. Next, meditate, focus, revel, imbibe, and immerse yourself in the indescribable, captivating beauty and the bliss of that face, which is like lotus-like face. Lotus-like means not the shape of a lotus, but the softness, the gentleness, the saulabhyam, the peace, the bliss, the happiness, the joy, that everything just looking at the lotus gives. Right? The fragrance of Bhagavan is out of this world. It's not like a lotus. It's something you cannot describe. Out of this world it is. So, that Bhavana Aravindam Chintayete, that Aravind, that Vadanam, that face, Yete, which Vispurate Makara Kundala Valgitene Vidyotita. Very, very beautiful it is. See, Bhagavan is now, when you look at the face, see, in normal life, the ladies in the group, I'm sure you will agree with me, okay, and people go to different gatherings or whatever, and people notice what ornaments others are wearing. It's almost automatic, especially seems to be among ladies, what other ladies are wearing, right, etc., etc. Suppose if you look at somebody's face and they're wearing diamond earrings or diamond necklace, or the tode, we call it, the earring, the diamond earrings, big ones, okay, that's splashing and glittering. Naturally, you're focused on that. It attracts you. Like that, Bhagavan's face, when you look at it, it is not diamond earrings. No. It is Makara Kundalam. See, Bhagavan's ear drops, actually. Ear drops as well as the earrings, you can say, whatever the word that you use in English. And he's wearing on his ears are the shape of a crocodile, Makara Kundalam. Now, this makaram, okay, is vispurata. Vispurata means it's glittering. Okay, so you need to look at it. Now, that makara kundalam, that is earrings, the alligator-shaped, crocodile-shaped earrings, they're glittering. And not only that, they're also oscillating. Like, because it is not exactly fixed to the earlobe, it is like ear drop. Okay, so the thing oscillates a little bit here and there, and when it oscillates, it's already glittering. Naturally, it illuminates like a lamp that you oscillate. Naturally, it illuminates. There are so many other things, right? And so this thing also illuminates. What does it illuminate? It illuminates the amala kapolam. Kapolam means cheek. Amala means pure. Bhagavan's cheek is beautiful. I mean, it's no way to describe it. Hanuman describes this to Sita, how Rama's cheek is and Rama's nose is. It's exactly what it is. And it is so beautiful, and the cheek are absolutely pure, and they are illuminated, they are lit up in this glittering, oscillating, crocodile-shaped earrings, okay, or the eardrops. And because they oscillate, they also shine. So the cheeks are lit up. Not only that, when the moment you look at the cheeks, automatically you look at the nose also. And Bhagavan's nose is beautiful, very prominent it is. I mean, it is not like a long nose or a short nose. It's a very prominent nose, but it's like a chiseled, well chiseled. It's unbelievable. So the beauty of it, you can keep on looking at it. Madhuram, as the Madhuraktakam says, so when you look at it, you cannot take your eyes off it. So that beautiful face, chintayete, samchintayete, we will dive into it. Beauty is what this slokam is. Dhritya anukampita viya iha, grihita murtege samchintayete, bhagavataha vadanara vindam, yat vispurat makarakundala valgitede, vidhyotita amala kapolam, udaranasam. Udaram means prominent, very beautifully shaped. I mean, Bhagavan's nose is beautiful, not like the nose of a Garuda or anything. No, it's not like curved. It's well chiseled. It's amazing how it is, and so beautiful it is. So next one in 30. Now, and then automatically we look at Bhagavan's eyes also, right? And then there are these beautiful curly locks of hair that is dancing on Bhagavan's forehead. It's really so nice it is. And somewhere else we saw in Bhagavatam how Lakshmi is enjoying, and the face of, she wanted to take a look at, let me take a few minutes. If today we go a few more minutes, please bear with me. The Mahalakshmi is massaging Bhagavan's feet. We saw that with her thighs on her, and she's massaging the thighs. But she has this Krishna Premi beautifully faced in one of the Upanyasangas. Very beautiful it is. And she has this, all of a sudden she has a desire to look at how does Srimad Narayana's face look like. Now, she's also shy. So she doesn't lift her head and look at straight at Narayana's face. People, the women in Bharatiya culture don't do that. Okay? And so at the same time, she wanted to fulfill a desire. So what does she do? She looks up at the Adisesha, 1,000-head snake bed on which Bhagavan is lying down. The Adisesha, each head has got a beautiful gem, glittering gem, shining it is. Okay? So I'd like a crystal clear mirror it is. Okay? Like you have seen crystals. And so when she looks at it, to see Bhagavan's reflection on the mirror, so to speak, the moment she looks up and looks at those crystals on Adisesha's hood, Bhagavan looks up at the same spot and meets her eyes. And this is a beautiful way to describe. So when I look to Swami, he looks to me. Okay? And that is one anecdote that I wanted to share with you. The second thing we saw earlier in Bhagavatam, if you recall, let me remind you, Lakshmi is massaging. Bhagavan is lying down. Now his curly hair, what's happening to it? It is moving about due to the swasam, to the breathing of Adisesha. So when you think of Krishna, the curly hair moving on the forehead, same thing, by Bhagavan's blessing, Anugraham, I have seen. These are all indescribable. So those curly hairs are moving about on his forehead. Eyes, of course, are lotus-like eyes. Now, is easily described. Now, we saw that he takes all these different grihita murte here. We saw that. The nose is prominent. And, no, that's in the previous slokam. So here, in number 30, the Bhagavan's face, the lotus-like face, we saw that. Curly hair, we can picture that, and we must picture it. And once you look at Bhagavan's lotus eyes, the eyes are beautiful, but so visalam and so beautiful and so compassionate it is. And Then Bhagavan's eyebrows. Actually, the communication between the Bhagavan and Bhakta takes place in so many times through Bhagavan's eyebrows. It's amazing it is. When he beckoned Hanuman and sitting on that Kishkinka on top of that Rishabharuta mountain, the hill, and all the Vanaras are ready to go to search for Sita. And the 4 groups have been formed. And Rama is sitting there on a stone, and Lakshmana is standing next to him, Sugriva is standing next to him, very obediently. And Rama looks around at this ocean of monkeys, crores and crores and crores of monkeys sitting all around. Then he looks at Hanuman, he just raises his eyebrow. That's all. And Swami has done that to me once also. It's amazing. You don't talk. Immediately you jump. That eyebrows, they are also moving about. So you must meditate on that. And this lotus-like eyes and the beautiful eyebrows. Eyebrows are very lush, okay? And beautiful it is. And how does this beauty look like? See, so many times have been described. So many things have been described in so many ways so far. But when it comes to Bhagavan's eyes, okay, which is nothing but ocean of love and compassion. Nothing but that. They have a beauty entirely different. And so Swami himself says in the Slokam, even when you take a lotus flower surrounded by bees which are swarming around it, and then in the pond, a couple of fish are kind of jumping up and then fishing around, when fish do come from the water and jump up and go back. So even when you see that itself is such a pleasant sight, isn't it? But even that scenery, even that attraction is put to shame by the beauty of Bhagavan's eyes. So attractive it is. Yet Sriniketam alibihi parisevyamanam bhutya swaya kutila kuntala vrinda jushtam. Kutila kuntala vrinda jushtam. Meena dvaya, that is 2 fishes. He's talking about 2 fishes here. So meena dvaya asrayam adikshipate. Asrayam adikshipate. Abja netram dhyayet. Manahamayam, manomayam, okay. Atandritaha ullasate bru. Bru means the eyebrow, okay. The word bro has probably come from there. Now, let us look at once more this padagal and cover the meaning, and then the Swami's grace conclude for today. Yet Sriniketam alibihi parisevyamanam bhutya swaya kutila kuntala vrinda jushtam meenadvaya asrayam adikshipat abja netram dhyayete manomayam atandrita ullasat bru. Those are the padangas. Yet, which continuing on the Bhagavan's face, Aravinda Vadanam from the previous Slokam. Sriniketam alibihi. Now, let's come back to that in a minute. Okay, Sriniketam alibihi parisevyamanam. Okay, that one, let us come back since we're talking in English. I would like to see that sentence a little bit later. Parisevyamanam, okay. Now, bhutya. Now, yet bhutya, which its elegance, its beauty, its captivating attractiveness. It attracts manomayam, and attracts both the mind as well as the manahamayam. It completely attracts the mind. Mind is focused on it. In other words, mind cannot go anywhere else. Completely fixed on it. That's what it does. That elegant bhutya, manomayam. Manomayam comes in the last sentence. Now, saya kutila kuntala vrinda jushtam. Beautiful. Yet the face, we saw which face? by its own elegance. Where is the elegance coming from? Svaya Bhutya means its own elegance and beauty. Kutila, curly. Kuntala, hair. Vrinda, there's lots of it. We call it locks of hair, right? Lots of lush hair. Vrinda, Jushtam, the face is adorned, not beautified, wearing. There are lots of hair on Bhagavan's head, on face. So this hair is curly, it is lush and it is thick, and then it is adorning Bhagavan's face. Yet, which face it is adorned by, such thing, that Saya Bhutya, that elegance of those curly hair. They are dancing, of course, on the forehead, which is not described here. So, Dvaya. Now, this now the Meena, Dvaya Meena, we'll come to that because it has to go with the first sentence. Okay, the order is different in English the way we understand it, so I'm going to skip that. Asrayam Adikshipate. Let us take that. This Bhagavan's face is a dwelling for Asraya means to give all our protection and all that, okay? That's our final refuge. That face, Adikshipata. It's a beautiful word. It says this puts to shame. Bhagavan's face, which is our Asrayam, which is our protection, the final refuge, Adikshipatu puts to shame. What does it put to shame? What exactly puts to shame? The Abja Netram, Bhagavan's lotus eyes. It puts to shame. And it is Manomayam, attracting the mind. And that thing, plus also, Villasatu Bhru, the last word. The eyes are lotus-eyed, and the Bhru, the eyebrows are Ullasat, very joyously. They are moving up and down in different ways. Because when the mother talks to a child, it's so full of, and Bhagavan communicates so much with his eyebrows, the way they move is also so full of love. So full of love and incredible. So that way, the eyes are beautiful, the eyebrows are going along with the beauty of the eyes, and everything is showering only Anikampam, which is the Daya and Karunai. That elegance of that, the beauty of this, puts to shame. What does it put to shame? It puts to shame Sriniketam, Alibihi, Parisevyamanam. Okay? Then Parisevyamanam, Dvaya Meena. Those are the Sanskrit words. So what does it mean? This thing puts to shame, and lotus, Alibihi means bees. Sriniketam means lotus. Parisevyamanam means the bees are surrounding, humming around, swarmed by, being surrounded by. The lotus surrounded by humming bees, and also the Dvayamina, the two fish, not more than two, but a couple of fishes are dancing, like up and down in the water, they're jumping up and down, vanishing. That scene, it is being put to shame by the beauty of Bhagavan's eyes. So much full of love, captivating my mind. And then the eyebrows also dance along with this karunai of the eyes. And that is what is described in the slokam. It is so beautiful. Okay? Yet Sriniketam alibihi parisevyamanam bhutya saya kutila kuntala vrinda jushtam deenadvaya asrayam adikshipate abjanetram dhyayete. That one dhyayete, meditate on, dive into it. Okay? Manomayam atandrita means promptly, without any delay, with full attention. Okay? Atandrita. Another word is without laziness. Laziness doesn't apply here. So we say with full attention, with full focus. Dhyayete get into it, dive into it. Ullasat, we saw that, okay? So, yet, Sridiketam alibihi parisevyamanam bhutya svaya kutila kuntala vridda jushtam deenadvaya asrayam adikshipat amshanetram dhyayete manomayam atandrita ullasat bhru. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.